It is a waste which can be generated during the diagnosis, treatment, or immunization of human beings or animals in research activities pertaining to their place or in the production of testing of biological things. So this is the basic definition of biomedical waste. See, I want to discuss two more topics today. Be fast. Rahul, Mahima, Mohini, Ayushi, Jishan, Himanshu, Aman, Deepak Kumar, 63. Wait, you stay there. Vishal, Ujjwal, Akib, Shivani Kaushik, and Anshal. Okay, let me take attendance.
Done.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. So just attendance sake. I hope everyone is present. Deepak, I can remember. Okay. Fine. So next. Okay. So same definition. Okay. So what are the causes of waste? Why waste is generated? See, here I'm telling about what is the cause of large amount of waste generation. Large amount of waste generation is due to improper packaging, improper segregation, and improper treatment and disposal. These are the major causes of biomedical waste. So write the causes of biomedical waste. Causes of biomedical waste include improper packaging, segregation, and treatment and disposal of biomedical waste. So the causes of biomedical waste are improper packaging, segregation, and treatment of disposal of biomedical waste are the major causes of accumulation of biomedical waste. Okay. Next. So how we okay. All right. So next point. See, Himanshu, don't use mobile. Fate for your academics. I'm the one who is going to mark your marks. I'm the one who is going to correct your papers. Even though you are studying, but if your behavior is not appropriate, that will affect your academics. Right? Keep in mind. I'm really serious. Okay, your seniors are here. Just ask your seniors about me. Most of them hates me because of less marks I'm giving. First semester students last year there are almost 54. Out of 54, only 24 passed for in the first semester. Okay, in my subject physiology. Okay, so keep in mind all these things. I may look easy for you, but you're not getting it. Okay, so healthcare waste. So usually in the healthcare waste, 85% is non-infectious. That means we won't get any diseases sort of this infection, but 25% is hazardous or infectious waste. Okay, so that 25%, okay, 15%. So in the 15%, 10% is infectious and 5% is chemical or pharmaceutical waste and radioactive waste. So write the sources of biomedical waste. So these are the sources of biomedical waste. So the sources of biomedical waste can be government hospitals, private hospitals, nursing homes, physician office and clinics, dentist office and clinics, dispensaries, primary healthcare centers, medical research and training establishments, or colleges, medical research and colleges, mortuaries where we will do the dissections of human body, and blood banks, animal houses, slaughterhouses. Huh? Slaughterhouses. Simple. Slaughterhouses means are you vegetarian or non-vegetarian? Vegetarian. Okay, people will buy chicken, right? Chicken shop. In the chicken shop, they will cut the chicken, right? So where the meat will be cutted, that is called slaughterhouse. Where they will kill animals is called the slaughterhouse. Okay. Don't worry, there is no human slaughterhouses. So this is research. I mean, okay. Okay. Then labs. Labs is one source for waste generation, and research organizations, vaccine centers, and biotechnological institutions are the major sources of generation of biomedical waste. Are you writing, Mr. Rahul? So, fast. So, government hospitals, private hospitals, nursing homes, physician office, dentists, dispensaries, primary healthcare centers, medical research areas or colleges, mortuaries, blood banks, slaughterhouses, animal houses, laboratories, research organizations, vaccines, and biotech institutions are the primary sources of waste generation, biomedical waste generation. This will be one important question for you. I will ask what are the sources of healthcare waste. Then you should write this answer. So healthcare waste will be generated from government, private, nursing, physician, dentists, dispensaries, PHCs, mortuaries, blood banks, slaughterhouses, laboratories, vaccine centers. These are the sources of healthcare waste. Next, classification of biomedical waste. So the next topic will be classification of biomedical waste. Done? Very good. Quite. By the way, some of you are writing on piece of papers instead of notes. Students in online, you to do the same thing, okay? So offline started classes. So offline classes started. It will be like this only. I cannot focus both on online and offline at the time. Jason, right? Okay, next, classification of biomedical waste. Right side heading, classification of biomedical waste. Classification of BMW. Classification of biomedical waste. Okay, so write the point. So biomedical waste is there are 9 types of biomedical waste. Okay, there are 9 types of biomedical waste. They include classification of biomedical waste. There are 9 types of biomedical waste. Okay, typically not 9, there are many, but we can concise to 9. Okay, there are 9 types of biomedical waste. So 1, infectious waste. Okay, write the next point. Okay, write this: infectious waste, pathological waste, sharps and needles, pharmaceutical waste, genotoxic waste, chemical waste, waste with high content of heavy metals. So heavy metal waste, simply pressurized containers, and radioactive waste. Classification of biomedical waste: infectious, pathological, sharps, pharmaceutical, genotoxic, chemical, heavy metals, pressurized containers, and radioactive waste are the different types of biomedical waste. Don't worry, your unit 3 is for Cat 2. This is your Cat 2. It won't come for a Cat 1. Hello. See, he will learn, don't worry. Time will teach everything. So let it be like that. Okay, so did everyone write this 9 times? So let us discuss individual. So first one is infectious waste. So infectious waste. One, infectious waste. So what is infectious waste? Infectious waste means it is something that contains infectious agents such as bacteria, viruses, or parasites or fungi. So these will be cross-contaminated community. So such kind of waste can be said as a infectious waste. So in a nutshell, infectious waste contains pathogens. Pathogens such as viruses, bacteria, parasites, prions, or even fungus spores. Fungal spores are the infectious waste. So infectious waste are generated from laboratory cultures, waste from isolation wards, tissues, materials, and equipment which is in contact with infected patients. Write this one.
Infectious waste.
Yes, write infectious waste. So it is a waste suspected containing pathogens. In the after pathogens, within the bracket, pathogens such as viruses, parasites, bacteria, and fungal spores. Viruses, bacteria, fungal, parasites, and fungal spores. Sometimes they will say prions, but let us exclude prions here. Virus, parasites, fungi, and bacteria. Okay. All right. So these are the infectious waste. So where do we will get infectious waste? Infectious waste will be generated from laboratory cultures. You don't know what are cultures. So in the lab we will purposefully grow the bacteria. Okay. That we will grow the bacteria in a culture, a small cake, and that cake is called as a culture medium. So by those cultures we will get bacteria, infectious waste from isolation wards. Isolation wards such as quarantine centers, COVID-19. So from quarantine centers, we will get infectious waste, and from swabs. So swabs means, for example, a patient has a severe nasal congestion. Okay, nasal congestion. He has some breathing abnormality. So what I will do? I will insert a Q-tip. Okay, earbud. So instead of earbud keeping in ear, I will keep in the nose, and I will collect the sample. So those kind of earbuds are called swabs. Okay, tissue swabs. So from tissue swabs and materials or equipment which is in contact with infected patient. I mean simply, can you use the mask of a person who has COVID-19? Right? So that why don't you use that mask? Because that mask has a infectious agent which is COVID-19. The current celebrity. Ongoing celebrity. So it overcome from HIV and hepatitis and being infectious celebrity. Anyway, so that is infectious waste. Then second one is pathological waste. So pathological waste means there is a separate division in the hospital which is called pathology. So pathology means where we will study the human anatomy. So we will remove different types of organs from humans. So such a division is called pathology. So pathological waste include fetuses. So a pregnant woman came and she got abortion. So abortion means unborn baby will be discarded. So that unborn baby is called fetus. So fetuses, body fluids, and body parts are the pathological waste. Okay. So pathological waste include human tissues or fluids. Okay. Next. Sharps. As the name suggests, these are sharps. I mean, needles, infusion sets, scalpels, knives, blades, and broken glass. Scalpels means these are the surgical blades. Okay. A modified blade which is used for cutting bodies. So those blades are called as scalpels. So these can be scalpels, infectious sets, infusion sets, knives, blades, broken glass pieces. Are sharps. Sharps. Okay. Then the fourth one is pharmaceutical waste. And you know to say much about pharmaceutical waste. This is the waste which is generated from the drugstores. So yeah, write these 2 points quick. Then next will be genotoxic waste, I suppose. Genotoxic waste and chemical waste. Fifth one will be genotoxic waste. Sixth one will be chemical waste.
Yes.
Be serious in your academics. Next, shall I move forward? Rahul, please don't talk anything, okay, when I'm taking class. Next, genotoxic waste. Fifth one, genotoxic waste. Write the genotoxic waste. So genotoxic waste means this is the waste that will affect the genes. Yeah, genotoxic waste. Quick. Genotoxic waste. G-E-N-O. T-O-X-I-C. Genotoxic waste. So genotoxic waste means they will affect the genes of the person. For example, tobacco. So tobacco, in the nicotine, in the tobacco you have nicotine, and this nicotine will destroy the DNA. Okay, leading to the generation of cancers. So this nicotine can be stated as a genotoxic agent. So such kind of chemicals are called genotoxic waste. So write this one. So genotoxic waste. So waste containing substances with genotoxic properties. Or write simply, waste contains substances that will destroy DNA. Waste containing substances that will destroy human DNA is called as genotoxic waste. So genotoxic waste are cytotoxic drugs which are used in cancer therapy. So all cancer drugs are cytotoxic drugs. Human DNA. That destroy human DNA. So waste containing substances with properties of destroying human DNA. For example, cytotoxic drugs such as the drugs which are used in cancer therapy. Okay. Cytostatic drugs, the drugs which will kill the cells. Cancer itself is a nice area. So cancer drugs means there is no difference between a normal cell and a cancer cell. Both are human cells, and we need to develop drugs which in turn we are taking drugs that will kill us actually in cancer. Along with cancer cells, our cells will get destroyed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is the problematic with cancer drugs. So they are H-class drugs, very toxic. Next, sixth one is chemical waste. Need not to say much. These are the chemicals that will destroy the living beings. So chemical waste include substances from laboratory reagents, film developers, or disinfectants are the chemical waste. So write the chemical waste. Then seventh one, heavy metal waste. Seventh one will be heavy metal waste. Heavy metal waste. So can anyone say what are heavy metals? Can anyone say what are heavy metals with an example? Lead. Very good. Lead is a heavy metal. So yes. Any other examples?
Mercury.
Yes, in the paint they will use lead. Any other? Mercury.
Mercury.
So mercury, this lead are the heavy metals. So the problem with heavy metals is these heavy metals will block the neurotransmitters. So inside our body we have neurons. So neurons will have something called synapses. So between synapses there are the joints between two neurons. In between these joints, they will exchange chemicals called acetylcholine. There is something called acetylcholine, and this acetylcholine will be transmitted in between the neurons. But these heavy metals will block the acetylcholine receptors on the neurons. When they block these receptors, the electrical signal cannot pass through the neurons. If the electrical signal not passing, all our movements are mediated by neurons. Whether I'm moving, whether I'm taking breathing, whatever my activities are mediated by neurons. If these neurons shut down, my internal organs cannot function. They cannot move. When they are not moving, obviously it will the man will collapse, right? So heavy metals are one of the dangerous substances that will kill you. I should not say some examples, but let me say one example. So when I was in my hometown, my mother used to see these serials, so-called, okay, in the TV. So the problem with serials is there is a newly wed wife and husband's mother, right? Who is she? So husband, mother, and the newlywed wife has quarrels. Common thing. So what happened here? So the newly wife want to kill the attama. In Telugu, I don't know what in Hindi. Okay, mother-in-law. So what she did is, so she want to kill her mother-in-law. So they showed it in the serial. You know what they did is, she will go with very angrily into the bedroom and she will take a thermometer. Okay, in the thermometer, you know what is there in the thermometer? It has mercury. Mercury is a heavy metal. Now she will break the thermometer. She will prepare a nice, delicious coffee. She will pour the mercury in the coffee, and she will start going to give it to the mother-in-law. So this will take 1 hour a serial, two episodes serial. Okay, the same act it will show for 2 hours. So the thing is, how deadly is this phenomenon? Why they are educating these kind of things to the common public? So they are telling that you can kill a person by giving a heavy metal. I don't know what happened to this. I don't know why they didn't ban these kind of things in the on telecasting. So heavy metals are very deadly. Let me tell how toxic is mercury. You just take a mercury of a size of a ant head, a tiny dot of mercury. Keep that mercury on your tongue. You will die within 30 seconds. That much deadly is mercury. And they showed this in a TV serial. People will scare out of these things. I felt scared actually. So those are called heavy metals, and heavy metals are really deadly toxins. So seventh one is a heavy metal waste. So heavy metal waste usually it will be generated by broken thermometers, batteries, and blood pressure gauges. So blood pressure will be seen by a machine called a sphygmomanometer. I think we have sphygmo here. Write down that one. And after that, you have eighth one is pressurized tanks. Pressurized tanks like gas cylinders. Okay, oxygen cylinders. Even they are also a waste. So this is a sphygmomanometer. Okay, so here you can see a column, right? So in this glass cylinder, you can see in the bottom there is a reservoir, a storage one. So inside this, we have something called mercury. So when I keep giving oxygen or pumping oxygen to this mercury, see now I don't have time to show all these things, but a mercury column will rise. Try like this. It's coming down. See, something is coming down from here, from the top. You can see this silver thing. So that silver thing is a mercury. See. Now you can see the mercury. So if you take that mercury, a small amount of that mercury, you will die. And this is what they shown in the serial. So this is present in thermometers and even in sphygmomanometers or BP apparatus. So that is why I shown BP blood pressure gauges. So even in blood pressure gauge we have that mercury, which is a heavy metal. Okay. So yeah. So that is all about these heavy metals and pressurized containers. And last and final is radioactive waste. So radioactive waste is generated by radiological processes such as imaging purposes. So write radioactive waste. Okay, so these are the types of waste we will see in healthcare. So now okay, so in the next lecture we can discuss about the effects of this waste on the environment. Okay, so in the next lecture we can discuss about effects of this waste in the environment. So a quick revision of today's lecture. So in today's lecture we discussed about the segregation of waste. Do I say to you? So we discussed about the classification, definition, sources of waste, and we classified the waste. Thank you very much, student.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.